So Wes Anderson films and I have a bit of an interesting relationship. I always want to kind of see what he's doing next. They're full of stars and he's an interesting director, but I always leave going a little bit like, what was that? Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content as well as movie reviews here on this channel every week. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free and I will leave a playlist of my recent reviews linked up above. So yeah, Wes Anderson films, they're always so full of stars, big names, people I like to watch, just a lot of people, and I just feel like he's sort of trying to do a bit of the like Coen brothers type of thing where he fills his films with the same kind of people, particularly Bill Murray, particularly Scarlett Johansson, particularly Tom Hanks, and just like fills his films with the same kind of people so that people will go and watch them. But I think unlike the Coen brothers who like push the boundaries and make things that are different from the norm, and it's therefore things you want to go see because they are so different from the norm, I think that Wes Anderson maybe just takes it just too far, and we left the cinema going, I just wish he would do a film where he starts at the beginning of a story and tells the story all the way through, and that's it. Because there's sort of like the directing and the cinematography and the editing is so interesting and so fun and so different. You know, sometimes you are the character, sometimes you're looking at them from an aerial shot, sometimes you're looking at them from the bottom of the floor, sometimes you're looking at them from behind, so you're just seeing the other person's reaction. Like, all of that is really, really interesting, and why I will continue to go and watch the films because they're so different and so interesting. But in terms of it actually telling the story, you know, I am all about the films that tell the stories. I read all of these books. I want to have a story where like either, you know, there's a couple of timelines and we're flitting between them. I'm fine with that. Or there's, you know, one person's story and we get to see the alternate person's story. I'm fine with that. But I just want to know the story from start to finish. I don't need a chapter. I don't need it to be told in the medium of dance. I don't need there to be like a subplot of like how many drinks will this person drink. I don't need it to be a subplot of how many times will this person be assassinated. Like all of that, yes, I can see where you're coming from with why you're wanting to do that, but I just wish it could be a story from start to finish. So obviously, the Phonecian Scheme is a star-studded film. There are lots and lots of stars in it. But aside from Benicio del Toro, there's not a lot of people that have a lot of screen time. And I thought that was really interesting. You know, this film is sold on, here's Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston, but they appear in 2 scenes and they don't have a lot of dialogue in either of those 2 scenes. So if you're selling a film on, here's Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston and Scarlett Johansson, you're not actually getting to see a lot of them. I think the UK film poster just has Benicio del Toro on it in the bath, slightly bandaged up, which is a key plot point, but you kind of were wanting to sell the film on that, or the fact that it's like chapters of this person's life and this is how this person lived and died several times. It's like a cat with 9 lives. So yeah, so I go in and I'm like interested to see what he's doing, but I never come out feeling satisfied, like I've been told the story of someone's life, or I've been told a story from start to finish, or I've, you know, had a classic 3-act structure, which, you know, I'm not always looking for, but it would just be nice to like actually get into the story and fully appreciate a story, or get to see a single character for more than like a couple of scenes where they just stand there very awkwardly. I mean, that is a key characteristic of a Wes Anderson film, is people standing very wooden and very awkwardly. I wonder if that's why I quite enjoyed Isle of Dogs, because the dogs themselves kind of were a little bit more fluid and had a little bit more about them than some of the other ones. Because it was it Atomic City was the last one, or Atomic World, and it was the same thing. It was like, I liked elements of it and I liked the way it was shot, and I liked what he was trying to do with the cinematography and the editing as well. but the film itself, I couldn't tell you about the story of the film, and that's what I struggle with. So Benicio del Toro was fine in this one, hated him in Star Wars, quite liked him in this one. All of the other like star names that are listed, you don't see a lot of them. There's this theme of this guy keeps getting, well, attempted assassinations, and he doesn't really know who's doing it. He's got this scheme. He needs these people to fund this scheme. He goes and visits these various people. All of these other people also try to kill him. So there's that sense, and you see him in these near-death experiences where he's at the pearly gates or he's at his own funeral. And again, it's not really like fully explained who's what and where. We see a bit of Bill Murray there. We see a bit of him looking a little bit more dishevelled, but I didn't necessarily see the point of any of these bits. There's this theme running through of his daughter's this nun, you know, she's never had a relationship before, she's never had anything to drink before, but obviously you kind of know from the start of the film that that's going to change a little bit. Then you've got this Michael Cera character who I don't even know by the end of the film which of his identities he actually was. He's quite funny, but again, I feel like we could have done a little bit more with him because he's a very comedic actor and can kind of like swing between that straight guy and that comedic guy, the young guy, the older guy, the silly guy, the sensible, scientific guy. And I just feel like we could have done so much more with him. I found parts of it really quite stressful because I didn't really know what was going on very much. And so in terms of me actually sitting back and having a pleasurable time at the cinema with my popcorn, it didn't sort of provide that for me. So I would say probably on reflection, I didn't really enjoy it. On reflection, my summary is I didn't really enjoy it. I can see some of the things he's trying to do. I can appreciate how different he is as a director, and I probably will continue to go and see his films to see what he does next, and also to see these stars that are named within. However, should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? I really don't think you should. I mean, there was a couple of guys in there having a right laugh, a right old time, but there was also a couple of people in there that left. So make your mind up about that one. I wouldn't pay my cinema going money to go and see this one, so I don't think you should either. Maybe check it out on streaming, but really, if you're in it for your star names, you're not going to see a lot of them. You're not going to see them to their full potential, and so therefore it seems like a bit of a waste of time for me. There you have it. As always, if there is a particular movie you would like me to go and watch at the cinemas this week and then bring you my thoughts here next week, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on next week's movie review video. And I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.